The Creator is the latest big sci-fi blockbuster of the year. Probably the biggest film we have gotten in a while since Blue Beetle, with all the strikes going on in Hollywood. This film is directed by Gareth Edwards, who is most notably known for 2016's Rogue One, a Star Wars story, and 2014's Godzilla. So he definitely has experience with making big sci-fi movies. The Creator tells the story of man versus AI with a brand new twist to it. Humans have created AI to assist their needs and live with them. However, things have gone wrong between the two, where now humans and AI are at a constant war with each other. And it is up to our main character Joshua, played by John David Washington, to determine how this war ensues by escorting a child who could change the tide of the war on either fronts. When it comes to Edwards' previous works, I found both of them to be technical marvels visually, with exciting premises that ultimately fell short in the writing and character departments. And unfortunately, the same applies here with the Creator. Do not get me wrong, this is still in the end a movie I walked out of the theater enjoying my time with it. This is still yet another technical achievement thanks to the talent behind the camera. Greg Fraser has already proven himself to be one of the best cinematographers of the decade with Rogue One, Dune, and The Batman, and this is just yet another fine addition to his collection. The movie looks absolutely gorgeous. Everything you look at is crystal clear and a visual delight. From the presentation of the atmospheres to the colors present in more intimate character-driven scenes, every frame present reeks of professionalism. The score is done by none other than Hans Zimmer, and if you don't know who he is, I can only assume you live under a rock. It is beautiful and yet another banger that goes well with sci-fi epics. And my goodness, the creativity shed in this film, from how life is different in LA compared to an AI-occupied Asia, is just mind-blowing. But unfortunately, this is where my high praises end, because on the long run, I found this movie to be highly predictable, not really latching on to any one of the characters. There is nothing wrong with the main plot itself. Brooding, lonely badass man escorts young kid who is important to the greater story and world is a story beat I can get behind fairly easily. Some of my favorite examples being Logan, The Mandalorian, and The Last of Us. And while the concept was done to perfection with those projects, I found the execution of it here to be just okay. Nothing wrong per se, just nothing special that made me latch onto the main duo as much as the movie wanted me to. The same could be said for the supporting cast. Most of them were ideas that could have made the movie more compelling and exciting, such as the guys our heroes work with turning bad, or the guys our heroes fight against turning good. But as I said, there wasn't much reason for me to care about them, because the movie doesn't do much with them. And by far the biggest offender is the romance subplot, in which the movie heavily relies on. But because there wasn't enough development given to any of these, the lack of attention ended up making my experience highly predictable, where I ended up guessing 95% of the plot developments down to how the movie resolves. But at the end of the day, the movie is still an enjoyable time. The movie moves at a fast pace, so you're never bored. The action scenes are well shot and quite entertaining. The characters, while not deep, are serviceable enough for the ride. And the plot, while not reaching its potential and diving deep into its themes about betrayal, love, and exploring how different AI cultures operate in the world and different countries as much as it should have, it still functions as a popcorn flick, mostly thanks to its amazing presentation. If you're a fan of sci-fi films and are in the lookout for more original films coming out of Hollywood, do check this film out. Especially with the film flopping at the box office, it does deserve support. Just do not expect something in the same range of a Christopher Nolan or Denis Villeneuve science fiction classic.